Oh my, you're still awake. Hello there, sleepy little one. I'm Luna, your magical night traveling cat and dream keeper of all the most wonderful fairy tales. My enchanted dream lantern has been glowing brighter and brighter, searching everywhere for someone very, very special. And it led me straight to you. You know what? Tonight is different from every other night. 10 of our most beloved fairy tale friends have completely forgotten how to find their dreams. Little Red Riding Hood can't find her way home through the sleepy forest. Cinderella's dancing feet are far too tired to carry her. And would you believe, even Sleeping Beauty herself can't fall asleep. But here's the magical secret. Only you and I know. It takes someone with the gentlest heart and the kindest spirit to help them. Someone exactly like you. Are you ready for the most important adventure of all? I knew you would be. Now, before we begin our journey, close your eyes. Let my dream lantern wrap around you like the softest, warmest blanket in the whole wide world. Take a deep, sleepy breath and step with me into their enchanted kingdom. You feel yourself floating so gently into a kingdom where all the fairy tales come alive under starlight. The air smells like warm gingerbread cookies and grandmother's rose garden. Your feet touch grass that sparkles with drowsy fairy dust. And everywhere you look, magic is waiting. A forest path lined with friendly daisies and buttercups leads you deeper into the enchanted woods, where golden sunbeams dance between the leaves like sleepy butterflies. Ancient oak trees whisper soft lullabies in the gentle evening breeze. There you discover your first fairy tale friend, Little Red Riding Hood, the kindest girl who loves visiting her grandmother more than anything. She sits on a mossy log, her famous red cape wrapped around her shoulders like a warm hug, but her woven basket feels too heavy to carry. The basket glows faintly with the warmth of fresh baked treats and grandmother's endless love. I delivered treats to Grandma all day through these winding woods, she says with a tired smile, her voice growing softer with each word. But now, I'm too sleepy to find my way home, and my legs feel like they're made of clouds. You take her enchanted basket and set it gently beside a friendly oak tree, where it continues to glow with soft, protective golden light. The basket pulses with magical warmth, promising to keep all woodland creatures safe through the night. She lies down on the moss, using her magical red cape as a blanket. Her breathing grows slow and steady as she smiles in her sleep, dreaming of safe forest paths. One friend is dreaming peacefully, and the woods fill with drowsy magic that makes your eyelids feel heavy. Through a clearing where fireflies dance, you discover the coziest cottage. Warm golden light spills from every window, and the sweet scent of perfect porridge drifts through the evening air like a lullaby. Inside, you find Goldilocks, a curious girl with golden curls who once discovered a family of bears' home. She sits in the smallest chair, her curls messy from her long day of adventures, her chin nodding as she fights to stay awake. I found the perfect porridge, chair, and bed today. She yawns so softly. But now I'm so very tired. I can't remember which bed was just right. You lead her to the coziest bed and fluff the enchanted pillow that knows exactly how to be just right. Not too hard, not too soft, but perfectly magical. The pillow adjusts itself to cradle her head with perfect, drowsy comfort that makes you yawn too. Goldilocks snuggles under covers that adjust to her perfect temperature, like being wrapped in a warm cloud. Her golden curls spread across the magical pillow like captured sunshine, glowing softly in the cottage's sleepy light. Two fairy tale friends are sleeping peacefully, their gentle breathing filling the cottage with cozy warmth that makes your whole body relax. A winding path lined with golden flowers leads you to a tall tower covered in ivy and moonflowers that bloom only in the gentle night. Silver moonbeams dance through the window like the sleepiest spirits. Here you find Rapunzel, the princess with the most beautiful, impossibly long golden hair. She sits by her window, her hair cascading down like liquid silk, but her arms are too tired from brushing it all day long. I brushed and braided my hair so many times today. She sighs like the gentlest breeze. But now my hair feels so heavy, and my arms are too weary to braid it for sleep. You help Rapunzel gather her beautiful hair, and as your fingers work through the silken strands, they come alive with gentle magic, glowing with warm golden light. Together, you weave it into the softest braid that feels like a golden pillow. The magical braid wraps around her like liquid gold as she settles into her cozy tower alcove. She smiles peacefully as moonlight streams through her window, turning her hair to spun gold. Three fairy tale friends rest in golden dreams, and the tower glows with gentle, silvery moonlight that makes your breathing slow and peaceful. A spiral path winds upward through fluffy white clouds, leading you to the top of the famous giant beanstalk, a magical plant that grew from special beans all the way up to touch the stars. Enormous leaves create the most comfortable natural seats among the twinkling lights. Here you find Jack, the brave boy who climbed this enormous beanstalk on the greatest adventure. He looks very small among the giant-sized world, his pockets heavy with glowing magic beans, but his eyelids are growing heavy with sleepiness. I climbed up and down this giant beanstalk so many times today. He yawns, his voice carried away by the gentle wind. But now I'm too high up in the clouds to climb down to my bed. You help Jack empty his pockets of magic beans, and they create a constellation of tiny green lights dancing like the sleepiest fireflies. The beans nestle around him like a glowing nest as the enormous plant rocks him like the gentlest cradle among the stars. Jack closes his eyes as the beanstalk sways with the rhythm of sleep, rocking him among the constellation of his own magic beans. Four fairy tale friends are dreaming deeply now, and the beanstalk sways with sleepy magic that makes you feel like you're floating on the softest breeze. Through the gates of a grand palace where fountains sparkle like diamonds, you find a royal garden filled with roses that bloom in rainbow colors. The marble pathways shimmer with fairy dust from the evening's magical ball. Cinderella, the kindest girl whose fairy godmother once sent her to the royal ball, still wears her shimmering gown as she rests on a marble bench. Beside her, one glass slipper glows softly, while the other waits quietly on the palace steps for tomorrow's story to continue. I danced and danced until the clock struck 12. She sighs like music itself. But now my feet are too tired to carry me home, and I'm so very sleepy. You gather rose petals that shine like tiny lanterns and spread them into a soft, fragrant bed. The petals drift gently around her, as if guided by magic. Cinderella lies down, her gown flowing around her like moonbeams, and wishes. Her glass slipper keeps its gentle glow beside her, casting light like a guardian lantern. Five fairy tale friends sleep in royal comfort, while rose petals fall slowly like sleepy confetti. A winding forest path leads you to the most peaceful clearing, where a gentle brook babbles softly under starlight. Scattered breadcrumbs on the ground sparkle like tiny fallen stars, creating a magical trail through the darkening woods. You discover Hansel, the clever boy who once used breadcrumbs to find his way through the forest with his dear sister Gretel. He sits beside the water, counting magical breadcrumbs in his pocket with tired fingers. I left breadcrumbs to find my way all day long, he says so wearily. But now I'm too tired to remember which path leads home to Gretel, and my eyes keep closing. You help him scatter the magical breadcrumbs in a perfect circle around his resting spot. Each crumb glows like a guardian star that will watch over him through the night and guide Gretel to him in the morning. Hansel settles onto the soft ferns beside the gentle brook, surrounded by his glowing breadcrumb guardians. The brook sings a gentle lullaby as the magical crumbs twinkle like earthbound stars. Six fairy tale friends are protected in peaceful sleep, and the forest whispers lullabies that make your own breathing slow and deep. A shimmering path of seashells leads you through moonlit sand dunes to a most peaceful lagoon where the water glows with soft blue light. Tiny sea creatures dance beneath the surface, creating swirls of magical ocean stars. Here, you find the Little Mermaid, the princess of the sea with the most beautiful voice in all the oceans and a shimmering tail instead of legs. She sits on a smooth rock at the water's edge, her beautiful tail catching the moonlight like scattered diamonds. I swam through 7 seas today, exploring sunken ships and singing to dolphins, she says in a voice like gentle waves lapping the shore. But now, I'm too tired to swim back to my coral palace beneath the waves. You reach out your hand to guide her gently from the rock into the warm, shallow water where the sea welcomes her with a soft glow. Together, you gather strands of seaweed into a floating nest, a bed as gentle as ocean silk. She settles peacefully into her floating bed, her tail's shimmer softening as tiny glowing sea creatures circle to guard her like underwater nightlights. 7 fairy tale friends drift in dreamy sleep now, and the lagoon glows with mermaid magic that makes you feel like you're floating on the gentlest waves. Through a forest path where 7 tiny lanterns glow like fireflies, you discover the coziest cottage with a red roof nestled among friendly pine trees. The windows shine with warm golden light, and the scent of apples and cinnamon drifts through the evening air. Inside, you find Snow White, the kind princess with lips as red as roses, hair as black as night, and skin as white as snow. She lives safely with 7 dwarfs, and she sits surrounded by 7 tiny chairs and beds, a gentle cleaning cloth in her tired hands. I spent all day tidying the cottage and preparing supper for my 7 dear dwarf friends, she says with the sweetest, most musical yawn. But now, I'm too weary to choose which little bed might be just right for me tonight. You notice that one tiny bed has the softest quilts and the most comfortable pillow, clearly prepared with extra love by the dwarfs, just for her. The bed glows with the warmth of 7 caring hearts, and each tiny chair around the cottage seems to smile sleepily in the candlelight. Snow White settles into the perfectly prepared bed, and her hair spreads across the pillow like spilled starlight. 8 fairy tale friends rest in the coziest dreams now, surrounded by the love of forest friends and the warmth of home. Through a moonlit garden where giant flowers tower like trees, you discover a world scaled for tiny fairy folk. Dewdrops hang like crystal chandeliers from every petal. Inside the most beautiful tulip sits Thumbelina, a girl no bigger than your thumb who was born from a flower. She wears a dress of rose petals, her gossamer wings drooping with tiredness. I danced with butterflies and sang with birds all day, she says in a voice like the tiniest silver bells. But now, I'm too small to find my way back to my flower bed, and my wings are too tired to carry me. You carefully, so carefully, carry her to a beautiful rose that opens its petals to create the most perfect tiny bedroom. The rose petals form walls and a ceiling, creating the coziest fairy bedroom you've ever seen. Thumbelina curls up small as a pearl on her rose petal bed, covered by the softest petal blanket. Her tiny wings fold peacefully as she makes the most musical little snores like wind chimes. 9 friends sleep in flower petal dreams, and the garden hums with fairy lullabies that make your eyelids feel heavy as flower petals. A grand staircase winds up through a castle tower, where climbing roses bloom in shades of pink and gold. Moonlight streams through tall, arched windows, illuminating tapestries that shimmer with ancient royal magic. At the very top, you find a beautiful princess, Sleeping Beauty, the princess once famous for her 100-year sleep. She sits beside her enchanted spinning wheel, struggling to keep her eyes open as the wheel hums with a gentle lullaby of its own. "I've been awake helping my people all day," she whispers softly. "But now, the spinning wheel's song is pulling me back into the deepest dreams." You help her rise from the wheel and guide her to her magnificent 4-poster bed, drawing the golden covers softly over her shoulders. Her hair catches the moonlight as you brush it gently aside, and the spinning wheel glows brighter, weaving golden dreams to protect her sleep. She smiles peacefully as her breathing slows, royal stardust drifting from her hair across the tower. The enchanted wheel's melody grows softer and softer, carrying golden dreams through every corridor of the castle. All 10 fairy tale friends now rest in the most magical dreams imaginable, and your own heart feels ready to sink into sleep beside them. You have done something very special tonight, little one. All 10 beloved fairy tale friends are sleeping peacefully now, their adventures complete and their hearts at rest. All because of your gentle spirit. As the storybook kingdom begins to fade like the ending of the most perfect tale, you feel yourself floating softly, softly, softly back to your own cozy bed. Your blankets welcome you like the end of a beautiful story, and your pillow cradles your head like the happiest ending of all. My enchanted dream lantern dims to the softest, most peaceful glow, promising that your dreams tonight will be filled with all the magic and wonder of every fairy tale ever told. All is peaceful, all is safe, all is ready for the sweetest dreams. And it's time for you to join them in the magical land of sleep. Sweet dreams, little fairy tale helper. Rest softly now, knowing you've brought peace to the most beloved friends in all the storybooks. Close your eyes. Let your breathing grow slow and peaceful like gentle ocean waves. All 10 fairy tale friends are dreaming, and now, so are you.